She was just talking about the uh, explain justify the perpetual state of poverty in India by saying this thing. One of the story also she told about that. I remember a story a man from the Udupi once told me. As a young boy, he would go to school past an old temple where his father was a priest. He would stop briefly at the temple and pray for a pair of shoes. 30 years later, I visited his town and the temple, which was now drowned in an air of dissolution. In the backyard where lived the new priest, there were red and white plastic chairs. A young boy dressed in a grey uniform, wearing socks and shoes, arrived painting and threw his school bag on the folding bed. Looking at the boy, I remembered the prayer another boy had made to the goddesses when he had finally got a pair of shoes. Let me never lose them. The goddess has granted his prayer. Young boy, like the son of the priest, now wore shoes, but many others, like the rag pickers in my neighborhood, remain shoeless. So, writer wants to describe that at that time, author was just saying that one of the boy who was praying continuously to for the shoes, and another who got the things they are not value those things. So he wants to say by this story. My acquaintance with the barefoot rag pickers lead me to Simapuri. So now the writer describe about the Simapuri, the place. It's a very slum area of the Delhi where the rag pickers was living. So writer describe how it looked like and why this place was formed there. What is the reason behind of forming these type of slum area in India? So placed on the periphery of Delhi, yet miles away from it. The metaphorically, those who lived here are squatters who came from the Bangladesh back in 1971. Sahib's still is, but it is no longer empty. In a structure of mud with a roof of tin and tarpaulin, devoid of sewage, drainage, or running water, live 10,000 rag pickers. They have lived here for more than 30 years without any identity, without permit, but with ration card, and get their names on voter list and enable to them to buy grains. Food is more important for survival than an identity. So writer is describing it is a very far metaphoric place. Not looks good. Mud house. They prepared the house of mud. They put for the roof. They put the tarping means of plastic and then tin. Some of them put drainage water is running on the road. Sewage water is also going on the road, and the 10,000 rag pickers are living there, and from the last 30 years, from the 1971, they are living there, but they don't have their own identity. They don't have a permit to live in India, but their name is in the ration card because previously the person those whose name were in the ration card, their name was in the voter list also. So the so the leaders, those who want to take the advantage of this thing, they are coming to them and give the food and some promise, do the promises with them and take their vote, but they are not giving the identity and work to them. So the writer is saying the food is essential for them. So they are ready. We didn't get any identity. It is okay, but we need food. So you will just write our name in the ration card. It is okay. Who is asking for the vote? They are not bothering for that. They are not thinking about for that. Wherever they find food, they pitch their tents and that become transit home. Children grow up in them, becoming parents in survival. And survival in the Simapuri means rag picking. Through the years, it is acquired the proportions of a fine art. Garbage to them is a gold. It is either daily bread, a roof over their head, even if it is a leaking roof, but for a children, it is even more. So writer wants to say that rat picking is the food for them. Rat picking is the house for them. Rat picking is the gold for them, for the and for the elder ones, it is a survival for them to live there. So this is the thing. I sometimes, the next writer wants to say, I sometimes find a rupee, even a 10 note. Sahib said this thing to the writer that sometime I will find 10 rupees note in the garbage, and when I got that, I feel so happy. When you can find a silver coin in a heap of garbage, you don't stop scrambling. So there is a hope of finding more. It seems that for children, garbage is a meaning different from what it means to their parents. For the children, it is a wrap and wonder. For the elder, it is a means of for survival. So the rag picking for the children is they are making fun, they are talking, they are laughing. They are, if they got money, so they will feel happy. They make toys from the garbage and playing here and there. But for the parents, it is for the means of survival. One winter morning, I see Sahib standing by the fenced gate of the neighborhood club, watching two men dressed in a white playing tennis. I like the game, he hums, content to watch and standing behind the fence. So what happened when one day the Sahib come for picking the racks, and he saw in the club that two person were playing tennis and they wore the white dress, white shoes. So continuously he was watching there. Writer asked him about that. So he said, I like this game. That is why I am watching there. Inside, when no one is around, he admits the gatekeeper let me use the swing. Sahib too is wearing the tennis shoes that look strange over his discolored shirt and short. So writer is saying that he had wore at that time one of the tennis shoes. It looks so white and good. There is a hole in the shoe, so anyone those the rich people just throw them in the garbage. So the Sahib picked them and wore it, but it doesn't match with the dress he wore at that time with his shirt and short. Someone gave them to me, he says in a manner of an explanation. The fact that they are discarded shoes for some rich boy who perhaps refused to wear them because of the hole in one of them does not bother him. For one who was walking barefoot, even shoes with the hole in the dream comes true. But the game he is watching so instantly is out of his reach. So writer wants to say that he have to be have some